So a little bit of background story before I start this presentation. I was originally going to do a research paper on how we communicate emotion through text, specifically through the internet and through different forms of social media. And then when we were in the library learning how to use Google Scholar and how to find credible research sources, I typed in 4chan because I thought it would be funny and I didn't think I would find anything. There's a lot of academic research about 4chan. And so that's how I ended up here. And a lot of us grew up with the internet, especially if you're a freshman. And you may have come across 4chan or Reddit or heard of the red pill or incels. And if you haven't, we'll cover them, so don't worry. Something we often don't consider are the psychosocial effects and dangers of anonymity and harm that can be done to ourselves or others. So first, a quick note about the Red Pill. It's a community devoted to liberating men from a life of feminist delusion. And the name comes from the movie The Matrix, where the main character, Neo, is given the choice between two pills. The blue pill, which is to live in the fantasy simulation, stay oblivious, live blissfully ignorant. Or the red pill, which is, wake up, know the truth, see what's really going on. And for a transphobic, sexist, misogynistic community to use a metaphor from The Matrix is kind of ironic because the directors are in fact transgender women. There we go. So we all experience these social relationships and these social groups, whether on a large scale or a small scale. Online, these groups have taken the form of message boards, Facebook groups. You may be a member of a Facebook group for maybe your graduating class in high school or even your graduating class here at UNCA. Or your mom might be a member of a Facebook group for like her knitting club or your neighborhood. And we're going to look into how anonymity online affects these relationships. Online, and especially on social media, we create our own safe spaces, for better or for worse. It's easy to block someone you don't like or someone dangerous with the click of a button, or unfriend someone, or even just not reply to a message or a comment thread. If you only want to see news or posts from your family, or even just pictures of raccoons. With the tools we've been given, we have the power to create and nurture our own online spaces. So 4chan is a messaging board created in 2003. It's infamous for kind of being gross and awful. For purposes of this presentation, I'm going to be mostly just talking about the board B, which is the random board, if there are users of 4chan in the audience. Psychologist Joe Dawson describes 4chan as the putrid basement of the internet, serving as a hub for racist, homophobic, grotesque images and text. Users are known for trying to one-up each other, disgust and troll new users, and show they have the lowest threshold for decency. The Stanford Prison Experiment was a 7-day role-play study conducted with 24 participants who didn't know each other. The goal was to investigate mainly the psychological effects of perceived power through hidden identity. 12 were selected as guards and 12 as prisoners. They were given costumes, the guards were given sunglasses, hats, anything to constrict their recognition and identity. Some guards began to get aggressive, even abusive, realizing they had this newfound power over their prisoners. Soon enough, other guards joined in an effort to give the researchers something to work with. And midway through this experiment, several prisoner participants had left, and the experiment ended up being terminated on the 6th day because it was just not good. So bringing that back to the internet, the Stanford experiment helps prove that the internet itself or these websites like 4chan aren't inherently bad, but using anonymous identities and allowing ourselves to become disconnected from our online identity can lead to aggression, hateful or vicious speech with virtually no consequences. Another cyber psychologist, John Suler, describes this as the online disinhibition effect, the phenomena of flaming and acting out online, behaviors that often involve damaging others or one's self-image without any beneficial personal growth. Anonymity in a social setting means that peers and other users only know what the speaker is willing to let on or even lie about. This is a principal factor in toxic online behavior as it removes accountability and causes dissonance between the user's internet actions and their real-life actions. So this is my favorite part, incels. It's a portmanteau meaning involuntary celibate. It's a community of mostly men who use 4chan or anonymous forums like incels.me to complain about how they're too ugly to be attractive romantically or sexually, and they believe that this is society or the world against them, and that they were just born this way. According to a linguistic study published in 2018, the most popular keywords on the forum incels.me refer to gender, physical traits, internet slang, and other common words like negative words like hard, nothing, never, uncertain adverbs, maybe, probably, and why, and pessimistic emotions. So what do we do about problems with anonymity or toxic forums and things like that? Do we restrict them? Are we able to interfere? Is there anything really that we can do? We'll never be able to regulate the internet and still allow freedom of speech. As we can see from Zimbardo's study, which was the Stanford Prison Experiment, humans will be humans. Dissonance in groups and social identities are so ingrained into the bones of our humanity. We have to foster healthier systems. More moderation on anonymous forums, better access to online therapy, or even requiring anonymous forums to register with a username. As a society, we should do better, and as humans, we can do better. Thank you. Does anybody have any questions?